thanks to all of you for coming and supporting this endeavor. Keep the music alive, folks. It's the spark that lights the flame, and the wheel goes round.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the University of Montana. My name is Kristen Goldstag. I'm the Director of Development and Alumni Relations for the College of Visual and Performing Arts. And it's in that capacity that I get to meet some wonderful, generous people, alumni and supporters who want to give back to UN. And that's how I met this guy. And I want to tell you a little bit about Neal Lewing because I've been learning about him as we're getting to know each other. Neal came here because of a vocal scholarship. He came to UN and was here for 4 years. And when he departed, he had some unfinished business, which he'll tell you a little bit more about tonight. But after leaving UN, he's done all kinds of great stuff. He's performed on stages around the country. His music's been heard on stations around the globe. He's toured with the Missoula Children's Theater. He performed and directed for the Fort Peck Summer Theater. He co-founded Deer Lodge's Old Prison Players. He is a passionate advocate for arts education. He's still out teaching in the schools, energizing communities. He served on the Montana Arts Council, and he was named the Polson Ambassador of the Year in 2008. And that's in part because of his wonderful work there as managing director of the Port Polson Players with his lovely wife, Karen, also a UM family. They have led that company, and they deliver community theater, children's theater, summer theater, and other performing arts opportunities to the community, and they really work magic with people of all different experiences and abilities, and a lot with no experience at all. It's really beautiful what they do. So tonight, he's back at UN. He is performing a concert 40 years in the making. And as I said, a vocal scholarship brought him here, and that's what he wanted to do, was support scholarships. The scholarships change lives, and I would be remiss if I didn't point out that you're welcome to make a donation to the School of Music General Scholarship Fund. There's information on your program. There are pledge cards outside. We so appreciate your help. We're so glad to have Neal here. So, Neal Lewing, everybody.
If we make a mistake tonight, all of these composers are dead. This may be what killed them. My high school music instructor was Jean Lewis, the wife of the renowned George Lewis, who became my college voice instructor. I thank George many times over the years for teaching me how to sing and keep my voice as a tool of my trade. Music exposed me to many languages, like these that I worked on with George. As a sophomore here in the music department, I collaborated with a girl who was a piano major. We put together a 25-song repertoire and advertised ourselves as wedding and funeral music. I put myself through a year of college singing weddings, sometimes 2 or 3 on a Saturday. Of course, they only paid $25 a shot, but that was back in the days of the $5 date. My last quarter here at the university cost me $159. That included the book. And this was one of our most requested numbers, a beautiful song that I learned at the age of 10 from an old scratched 45 record. Plaisir d'amour n'est duré qu'un moment, chagrin d'amour durait toute la vie. George Lewis and I worked from this very copy of this book. I've had it ever since then. Now, in the early days of the university, music scholarships were something of a rarity. So when we talk about a career in music, what does that mean? Music goes around a lot of corners, you see. It takes in a lot of territory. I went into music because I wanted to be a part of something that mattered. What, you think I'm out here doing this for my health? Well, anyway, yes. How else do you explain Alzheimer's patients that can't recognize the face of their spouse after 50 years but can recite word for word, note for note, songs that they learned when they were 4 years old? Music is powerful things. Now, you think it's a coincidence that many of our top entertainers live to be in their hundreds? Like Sid Caesar, Irving Berlin, Bob Hope, Pete Seeger, George Burns. When two lovers meet in Mayfair, so the legends tell, songbirds sing, winter turns to spring. Every winding street in Mayfair winds beneath a spell. I know such enchantment can be, for it happened one evening to me. That certain night we met, with magic about in the air. There were angels shining at the Ritz. Nightingale sang Berkeley Square. Maybe right, maybe wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that as you turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. The moon that lingered over London town for a troubled noon, she wore her frown. Know that we were so in love, the whole darn world turned upside down. The streets of town, such a romantic affair. And as you turn and kiss goodnight, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I know 'cause I was there that night in Berkeley Square. Okay, so we covered all the classic stuff, right? Here's the deal. See, I come from a very musical family. My mother played piano by ear, and my father fiddled with his neighbor. Now, my connections here at the university run pretty deep. My father was the supervisor of the mailroom from 1966 to 1974. I have two brothers who graduated in the 60s. I have two children who graduated from here in the 2000s. The Montana Repertory Theater hired some girl that turned out to be my wife. I'll get to that. Now, my education here shaped my career, but along the way, some people, what'd you get for smoking? Some people tried to undermine, take advantage, or take credit. Well, can we hear Now, in the 50s, a lot of young singers were influenced by Elvis Presley. Now, he didn't live as long as some of those other fellows I mentioned, but his music will live forever. And it lives forever through groups such as Those Boomer Boys. Yeah, you know. We're close, don't you?
Here's a little history trivia for you.
Huh?
What was the greatest export for the United States in the year 1954?
Connie Francis.
No.
Minnie Mouse. Wheat.
Weed.
Let me give you a hint.
Can't wait for this.
Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. You have made my life complete, and I love you still.
Oh, yeah.
Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Thank you. Thank you very much.
you very much.
Well, you know I'm thinking about sitting here all alone. You don't come around. This telephone, I don't think I just want to know all alone. Baby, it's you are. Let's walk up to the street. Let's go say
crying in the time of war. The tears I shed were as I lived on and you said, but you never cried. No way. Trouble to the child, get down the easy way. You'll find the meaning of the man, and you'll surely find the way. And you'll surely find the way. Thank you. Thank you. Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. Now at the end of the lonely street, I'll bring the hotel. I get so lonesome I can die. Well, if your baby leaves you, and you have a tale to tell, you take a walk down lonely street. I'll bring the hotel. This is John Gluckert and Rob Sloan, Bob Mazurek, and we're together known as those Boomer Boys, and we do a whole show, and this is the way we say goodnight.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Moon is shining so bright. I really hate to leave you, my darling,
But I really gotta say good night. so. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.
I just realized that if there's any young people out there, you don't know who I'm talking about when I say Bob Hope and George Burns and Caesar. Now, over the last 40 years or so since I left the university, I've had a couple of relatively successful bands here and in Arizona. I've had the pleasure to work with a lot of great musicians, and there's none finer that I've found than the two that are with me tonight. Please welcome Diane Torres on the piano. Diane plays with the Hot Flash Blues Bands up there all over. And Brian Campbell on the drums, and Brian plays with the Valley Cats, and he plays with Gladys Friday, and he plays with anybody that'll stand him for more than 10 minutes. I remember hearing Neil Diamond's first big hit, Solitary Man, in the summer of 1965, and I thought to myself, this guy is going to be big. Yes, I was an 8th grader. I loved that song, and I learned it. And even though I didn't play the guitar then, when I did, I bought one just like his. This one, in 1975. It was one of my first revelations that, yes, a kid could actually grow up and do this. A high school teacher who played the guitar got a bunch of us boys together and formed the Celebration Singers. And he asked me to sing this song, which was fine because I had a lasting infatuation with Neil Diamond. I use that song as an illustration. What I didn't realize at the time was that if music becomes your career, your passion, your life, you never really retire from it. I also realized that the more often than not, it takes 30 or 40 years to become an overnight success. Now, in 1978, I came back from Arizona and I set up Black Paw Music, which was started out as a record producing company, and I started recording albums. My first album was named for this song. You see, I discovered that music can move people, and often in a romantic way, which was very important. Some writers sing about love, some sing about war and peace, some sing about a brighter future or glorious past. I always knew that my song is a lady. I get to be in a lot of plays, and I have ever since high school. There have been about 400 of them so far, and most of them are musicals. And I've gotten a chance to sing some of the greatest show tunes in the world. Here's one from a new show that's opening at the Port Bolson Players next weekend. I was in this show in high school, and Gene Lewis was my music director. So if I make any mistakes on this, you blame her. It won't be long, it won't be long, it won't because it can't be long before our dreams come true. Because you know I don't belong, furthermore I shan't belong to anyone but you. In a little while, just a little while, you and I will be 1, 2, 3, 4. In a little while, I will see your smile on the face of our son to be forever hand in glove. Is the way I have it planned, but I'll only stay in love if that love contains your hands. In a velvet gown, you'll be coming down the aisle, and it's bound to seem as though the waiting's only been a little, in a little while. Right out of high school, I started working for a startup summer theater over in eastern Montana, the Fort Peck Summer Theater. I was there for its very first season when I had another aha moment that a guy really could do this. I remember it distinctly. It was during rehearsal of Many a New Day for Oklahoma. And I went, wow, I wasn't even in the scene. This is so cool. Well, I went back for 5 more seasons after that. See, I tend to hold on to things, like I showed you this book. I used that in high school and college. This music stand I got in 1963, 1968. This music stand, I've been, this mic stand, we've used it since 1971. Wear the same glasses I wore in college, the same watch that my mother bought me for graduation from high school. It's the only watch I've ever had. I've had this ring since 1979. See, one of those Fort Peck summers, I met this girl that I discovered I'd been singing about for years. Karen and I got married that fall. She's right out there somewhere. I've managed to hold on to her since 1979. It took a double slip knot, but she told me to be very careful tonight. She said, please don't say anything political or religious or offensive to any group or individual. So good night, everybody. My wife has no idea what I'm going to do tonight. Kind of sums up our entire marriage. Now, I worked for the Port Polson Players for 1 year when I met Karen, and we decided to settle in Polson. And when we became producers of the Players in 1983, we started writing shows of our own, accompanied by songs that we wrote. One of the people that was in that show is sitting right out there tonight, speaking of Fort Peck with you. Now, when I ask young people why they think they might like to go into music, I get a lot of different answers. And many times it's because they want to be famous and make a lot of money. Well, while that might be admirable, it's not always practical or realistic. You know, there's a lot of competition out there. And that's why it's important to get an education along with the music so that you can actually make a living. Remember, a penny saved is a singer's pension. Music is much bigger than we are. Like our next guest tonight will tell you herself. Let's welcome back to this stage someone who's going to sing who hasn't been here for a long time. Please welcome my very special guest star, Adrienne Dussault. Now, we went to high school together, and we went to the University of Montana Music Department together.
We did.
And the last time that we actually sang together was during a production of Oklahoma in 1969.
79. High school.
What did you flunk 10 years?
Just, you know.
You were gone when I left. When we left school, we both enjoyed sort of parallel careers, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about that in just a second. Now that, you know, we're too old to believe in overnight success, but we're too young to quit trying. And still,
how seldom do you meet a man as through this world you go.
a man I mean who's satisfied with life.
He may be blessed with wealth, but where's his health? Oh, don't you know?
His quest for millions brings him care and distress. The king, both great and grand, has a land at his command, will want his flag to reach another shore.
This life we lead is greed.
Though there are some things I need, if I had them, I would for nothing more. All I want is $50 million, and 6 things to protect me from the cold.
If I only knew how things would go on Wall Street.
And was living in a mansion filled with gold.
If the bad news would let me spend their money.
If I only had an heiress for a wife. If I only owned the Pennsylvania Railroad, then I know that I'd be satisfied with life.
You're off.
If I only owned the Pennsylvania Railroad, then I know that I'd be satisfied with life. Now, Adrienne has, as I told you, we had kind of careers that went different directions. She's going to tell you a little bit more about that. And she has a one-woman show that's opening here in Missoula next weekend. So take it away, Adrian. I'm going to go drink champagne in the green room. No, I'm not. We'll be back.
Well-deserved rest. I can't thank Neal enough for asking me to be here. And yes, my career took many roads. I went to New York, I was in Florida, I was in New York City, spent time with Seattle Opera as an apprentice, but obviously I don't do soprano much anymore. What I'm doing right now is I just debuted in September my one-woman show that's a tribute to Victor Borge, and so much more. And I just happen to have some leaflets out there if you'd like to get one up at the show. So I did this show in September, and it sold out right away at MCT. So we're doing it again for a fundraiser for the Missoula Carousel. So come on now, next Thursday night, May 15th, starts at 7:30, and you'll be out, I guarantee you, at 9 o'clock. I'll stop in the middle of anything I'm doing. Just so that you, I did last time. Yeah, I stopped in the middle of the song and said, good night. But what I'd like to do, I do some Borge bits, but what I really like to do these days is write parodies. So we're going to have a little audience participation, okay? Okay? They're tough. Okay. Can you see me? Yeah. I don't really need to see me. Yeah. Okay. I'm working on a couple new parodies, and I hope to have them done by next week. I'm going to do just a little tiny bit of each one, and then you can tell me, should I continue to work on it, or should I just go ahead and okay? Yeah, I don't want to waste it. This turning 40 is the pits. Okay, okay, this is just a little one. How do you solve a problem like Korea? Oh, that's not my best one. All right, participate. There's arsenic and argon, zirconium and xeon, niobium and neon, the atom family. Oh, they only get better. Okay. Now listen carefully. This is a tough one. to the tune of Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Forget, you can pick up these flyers all over the place. They're Adrian Show tribute to Victor Borger plays next Thursday, the 15th, at the Carousel. My mother told me that there were 3 songs that she heard for the first time and knew they were going to be instant hits. One was Nat King Cole's Mona Lisa. One was when Marty Robbins sang El Paso. And the third one was this song that I wrote at the Grand Canyon. Always listen to your mother, even if she's only good for 2 out of 3. But she was my biggest fan. You know, in the early days of the record business, you used to record on 2-inch tape, so that if you put a whole album together, you had a stack of masters about this big, and would take them home in a wheelbarrow. You'd send the records off for a test pressing, which would come back in about 2 weeks, and if you approved it, you sent it back, and about 6 weeks later, you would get boxes and boxes and boxes of records, and I mean records. Okay? Then you'd load up a few boxes in the back of your car and some clean socks and underwear, and you'd hit the road. And you'd play anywhere you could, libraries and supermarkets and city parks and concert halls and radio stations when they still had live DJs. And when you ran out of records, you'd come home and you'd do it again. It was very romantic. It was a gas. Well, one weekend my mother sold more albums than I did. I know the TV repairman enjoyed his. And so, when it came time to do my first album, I put this song on it because it was her favorite. So since my mother was instrumental in my music career, it's only fitting that I do it here. I wake up to find the morning shining peaceful. I wake up to find I've swallowed all my pride. I wake up to find I'm satisfied completely. I wake up to find you sleeping by my side. Oh Lord, ain't it good to know she loves someone? Oh Lord, ain't it good to know she cares? Oh Lord, ain't it good to know your secret can lie safe? Be the only thing may not ever share. I don't see how I can live a day without you. I can't see myself in any other arms. But I don't know if I could take a simple thing like love and give it back to you all free and safe and warm. I don't recall any miracles appearing on the chart that your wizard made for me. If there's a star in the night that shines down, let it glow on me till it takes away the night. I can see the morning shining peaceful till I wake to find I've swallowed all pride. And I wake up to find I'm satisfied completely. I wake up to find you sleeping by my side. I wake up to find you sleeping by my side. When I first started writing songs, I wrote a lot of tortured love songs, and in my high school band we wrote a lot of primitive rock and roll songs, a lot of unrequited love songs, twisted love, tortured love. So after I got a little more proficient at it, I thought I really need to write some songs that mean something, that stand for something. Nah, I got this. You know, it seems like if you're in the arts, you have to be everywhere all at the same time. It is actually possible to be two places at once. I've found a way. Walter, my alter ego, he comes with me, and I go where he goes. He's my pal, and I'm his amigo. Walter, my alter ego. If I want to be charming, I send Walter in my place. Walter is tall and dark, some say he's got my face. And since I never believed this, it really don't cause me much trouble. You could say that I'm beside myself with such a clever double. As Walter, my alter ego, he comes with me, and I go where he goes. He's my pal, and I'm his amigo. Walter, my alter ego. There are things that Walter can do for me that you may never see. Walter may answer the telephone, but the mail is addressed to me. And some of you may not believe this, but it really don't cause me much trouble. You can say that I'm beside myself with such a clever double. As Walter, my alter ego, he comes with me. I know where he goes. He's my pal and I'm his amigo. Walter, my alter ego. If I'm invited to a party, Walter comes along. He's a much better dancer, and he knows all the words to the song. And when the party's over, it's okay, I'm not leaving alone. You see, I can stay and party till dawn. Walter is driving home. That's Walter, my alter ego. He comes with me, and I go where he goes. He's my pal, and I'm his amigo. Walter, my alter ego. Now, there's another group of musicians, and these guys really matter. I've been just plain lucky to be one of this bunch of knuckleheads for about 11 years now. Polson's unofficial goodwill ambassadors. The names have been changed to protect the ignorant. Please welcome the Montana Shamrockers. Now, we've been going around all over the country for the last 11 years, like I say, and this June, next month, coming up, we're going to Ireland. And we're going to have a lot of fun, but, you know, the wives are coming along. So we've already had to cancel the Guinness Brewery tour. And we've had to cancel the Jameson Whiskey Tour. And we've had to cancel the Historic Brothels of Dublin tour. But we are going to Waterford to look at all the pretty crystal. I don't think I'm going. Now, this is a song from our first album, and this is written in a show called Lewis and Clark and the Little People, and it concerns the longest living surviving member of the Lewis and Clark expedition, Patrick Gass, who just happened to be an Irishman. This is his story. He was 35 years old when he joined the Corps of Discovery. He was one of the first Irishmen to ever come to Montana. Well, for our next number, well, I was all the 35 the day I joined the Corps. And all the years that followed, 50 more and more, I fought the spells and I faced the cannon's roar. So pass around the whiskey and you place 100 more. Singing hi, 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 the Irish beer and Irish dance. Hi, 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 the women and devil take the rest. Hi, 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 the kings will drink and make romance. And we're about me all the way to France. On the day the Irish start to sing.
And if you have been all the way to France, on the way the Irish start to sing and dance.
Well, the young ones make me tremble, the old ones are tough. But either one just wears me out, I don't know which is worse. They take me all around the town, it makes me pack and sweat. There's something that got me fatigued, but I haven't all of you.
Hi, 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 the Irish spirit has best. Hi, 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 the wind you never think the rest. Hi, 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 the eagle drinking and romance. And if you about me all the way to France, all the way the Irish start to sing and dance.
The lady in right on the street won't give me time of day.
No.
And I like Sylvie Cotton, but Sylvie moved away.
Oh.
I got to think of someone nice, but no one comes to mind. How can I pay the penalty if I can't commit the crime?
Hi, 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 the Irish spirit has best. Hi, 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 the wind you never think the rest. Hi, 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 the eagle drinking and romance. And if you about it all the way to France, on the day the Irish start to sing and dance.
Well, the life may soon be over, though it seems it's just begun. So lay me down beside me, wife, when my time is done. Well, I may not walk among ye, but I'll carry on with pride. And teach the devil how to do when I reach the other side.
Yes, sir. Hi, 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 the Irish spirit has best. Hi, 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 the wind you never take the rest. Hi, 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 the team will drink and make romance. And the people will be all the way to France. On the day the Irish start to sing and dance. Hi, 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 the Irish spirit has best. Hi, 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 the wind you never take the rest. Hi, 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 the team will drink and make romance. And the people will be all the way to France. On the day the Irish start to sing and dance.
Now, we had a request, since some people knew that we were coming, all these lads here. Bessie Ferguson wanted to request Finnegan's Wake, but Bessie can't be here tonight. She's 111.
Wow.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. She's ill. This next song is from our second album, and you know, I might add that we do have albums for sale here tonight. All of the guest artists and everybody that you see performing up here has donated their time on that, so it's just our way of making expenses and so forth. So if you want some good Irish music, we can tell you where to get some downtown. And I have a couple of my own. Now, Robbie got a text message from his wife the other day, and he was very excited. He said, lads, you won't believe it. Judy just texted me and said, our second album is a $1 million seller. Well, we checked that text message again, and it actually said, come home soon, you have 1 million of your albums in the cellar. Oh, I have to switch here. Now, we did have another request, but I'm going to play the banjo anyway. The song features Robbie here.
I was a child again as I rode out to Dunlow. Started out on the steamboat to find my father. Over the hill to the mountainsides again at Dunlow. The boomers of the rainbow, I took my hand alone. I was a child again as I rode out to
You know, I never wanted a job. I wanted an opportunity. Some days you're the Harley, some days you're the roadkill. Now, there's a gross misconception among our young people today that a career in the arts is an all or nothing proposition. If you have a career in music and you don't win a Grammy or a Tony or an Oscar or end up on Broadway, it's not a successful career. Well, a career relies on passion and dedication. It's here. It's not out there. Would you guys come back out, please? You create a niche if you're in the arts. You create a niche and you fill it with yourself. If you can touch a few lives and maybe change a few, if you can make somebody happy and yourself, that's success. You're who you are, and that's all you have to work with. And that, unlike careers based on public whim, lasts a lifetime. And yet, you never stop dreaming the dream.
In my own lifetime, I want to see the fighting cease. In my own lifetime, I want to see my sons enjoy the fruits of peace. While I'm still here, I want to know beyond a doubt that no one can lock us in or lock us out. We have climbed higher, much higher than I thought we'd climb. It's a long journey, and even though the end's in sight, there's not much time. I want to know we haven't built on sand. In my own lifetime.
A very dear person once said, unless you're very powerful or very charismatic, you can't hope to change anything but your own backyard. But we all have a backyard, and wouldn't that be a good place to start? That very dear person was my daughter, who went to the University of Montana, got a scholarship for playing in the Grizzly Marching Band.
In my own lifetime, I want to see our efforts blessed. In my own lifetime, I want to see the walls come down and that I rest. This Moses wants to see the promised land. In my own lifetime.
And you can help, and that's why we're here tonight, is to raise awareness for the U of M Music Scholarship Program. If you're a young musician, celebrate that. Music is important because it matters. And because it matters, musicians matter. Music is our link. We heard about the Alzheimer's patients. You don't think music is important? Well, apparently some people don't. How else can we explain the fact that children who are exposed to the arts in schools do better academically, are able to think creatively, become class leaders, become involved in more activities, and quite frankly go on to clean up in the scholarship department and go on to be better citizens. Isn't that what we should be about? And who do we elect? We elect the people who can communicate the best. It may not be right or wrong, it may not be what we want to hear, but it's the communicators who get elected. And yet, why is it that communication skills are being cut from our schools? Need I remind you that one of the most important, powerful, charismatic communicators of the 20th century was a chap named Adolf Hitler, who rounded up artists because they could think for themselves. You know, in the 1800s, during the Civil War, children begged their parents for music lessons. Women learned to play the harp, the organ, the piano. Boys learned to play the mandolin, guitar, banjo, harmonica. And during the Civil War itself, a typical letter might come home that said, "Dear Ma, the winter has come and the fighting has ceased. Please send my beloved fiddle. We need some diversion." In the spring, when the weather warmed up, that same letter writer might send a package home with a letter that said, "Dear Ma, please safeguard my beloved fiddle for my return." That was only 150 years ago. So what's happened since? Where are the arts in our schools? When I was in high school here in Missoula, speech was required for 2 years. It was not an extracurricular. It was a required class that we took. Let me read you something. It says this in my program, but it bears repeating. 40% of UM students could not attend a university without financial assistance. So please consider a gift to the scholarship program. And of course, music is dear to my heart. If you don't know how to get started taking music back in our schools, you can't rely on your local government. You can't rely on the school district. You can't rely on the legislature. You have to take it back yourself. If you believe in it, you don't know how to get started, see me after the show, and I'll point you in the right directions. This is 2014. You didn't think you'd get away without a commercial, did you? You know, it's up to every one of us. for coming tonight. Music has always been with us from the very beginning. It defines us. One saga in our history comes to an end, another begins. Because life is not a circle. Life is a series of circles. And ours is just a little one in the middle. We belong in the center of the circle. Born, we grow old, and we find someone. Like a wedding is a circle that can't be undone. A life that is over means love has just begun. Apple, orange, coconut, huckleberry seed. Seasons change, and that's all we ever need. Raindrop, flowering, bird nest, even the tornado. Department, terrific ride, then and now. To Stephen Kong for letting me do this in the first place. To my second other half during this project, Christian Goldstead.